everybody. This is Jeff Veal, the business guru, coming to you from, yes, downtown Manila. I've got an awesome guest today, all the way from the UK. So we jumped from USA, our last one, all the way over to the UK. And my next one coming up is going to be Brazil. So today we've got a lovely lady called Careen Joseph. And she's got a bio here that reads like the encyclopedia, so I'm going to shorten it up. She's Madam Chair, Global Private Safeguarding Consultant, business company name, Beauty for Ashes Refuges, right? It's a charity, and she's been involved in that part of things. Does a lot of things, but been involved in that part for more than 5 years. And just to tell you a bit about it, guys. Let me come to the light here. Our vision, Beauty for Ashes Refuges envisions a world free from domestic abuse. But until then, we have to ensure that all women fleeing domestic abuse, regardless of their immigration status, are able to access the facilities, right? Everyone needs help, guys, from time to time, right? And we can help by supporting groups like this. Our mission is to transform the lives of marginalised people by providing temporary accommodation in the form of refuge provision for migrant women with insecure immigration status and children with no recourse to public funds. So, you know, there it is, guys. They're out on their own. So you can help, right? You want to find out how? Have a cup of coffee with our guest here, Careen, and she'll tell you all about it. Our values: respect, dignity, and humanity for all people as being the image of God by doing justice. We'll stand by the rights of those we support, ensuring they are accessing all they're entitled to. And love and kindness will show you compassion and mercy and walk humbly alongside those we support, empowering and encourage them to make their own life choices. And there's a lot more, guys. There's a whole heap of stuff here. But I'm going to let Careen tell you all about that when we bring it onto the stage. Good morning, Careen. How are you?
Good morning, Jeff. I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having me today.
It's our great pleasure with such a wonderful cause. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career path. Tell us all about it.
Well, my journey started in 2017 when I became a victim of domestic violence, particularly economic abuse, when my in-laws misused the family courts and stole my mortgage and basically stole everything from me. And basically it was my faith that got me through the ordeal.
You've experienced it firsthand, correct?
Yeah, and you experienced it firsthand, Jeff. But I think what was really surprising is there was lack of support.
Yes.
The systems favoured the perpetrators rather than the survivors. Mm-hmm. I saw professionals where it was kind of white collar crime was taking place. As a person in HR, I know the difference of what is gross misconduct. What is conduct?
Well, it's supposed to be called integrity, right?
Yes, that was it. And because I was implying integrity during my court proceedings, I became targeted even more. So yeah, and it was in 2019 when basically I just lost everything and I had to build my life back. And that's when I met Becky and asked if I would help her with a project. Now, because my life has took a big turn, I just said, oh yeah, I'll just do it in my spare time, just like a hobby.
Yes. And
I did think it was going to take us about at least 10 or 15 years to even just do one refuge. But for fast forward, it just accelerated into a global enterprise within 3 years. And we started off with one. We started off with the vision of one, and now we have 3 refuges to cater large families and for single women. And now we're currently working on our global social enterprise, which is Beauty Boutique. So our aim is to open up a women's empowerment centre, very much like one that Canada has one, which is the Centre for Violence Against Women and Children. We want to kind of set up the same here because I'm an advocate with the Centre for Violence Against Women. And the whole point is to try and encourage economic empowerment.
Tell me,
because
how long does a woman and her children or whatever, how long do they not typically stay in your refuge for? Typically,
typically they can stay up to about the last stats we had a lady that was here for about a year.
wow, my goodness, yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
I guess you've got to keep them moving through and get these people to with your help, to learn to stand on their own 2 feet, right?
Yeah. So we have to regularize the immigration status, and then obviously find accommodation. But we also offer them counselling. We've had women who have now become trained teaching assistants.
Awesome.
We've got women who has gone into health and social care. Developed her own career, university training. So it's good because the women that arrive, the absolute society has absolutely broken them, and they have to leave their families. They can't go back.
Yes.
But then by the time they leave, they've developed the necessary skills to at least become economically,
Well,
independent.
I live on the old saying, God helps him who helps himself. And one of my
Yes,
favourite sayings,
that's our motto.
and I also think that, guys, if you're out there listening, let me tell you, no one is coming to save you. No one.
No,
So
no.
save yourself, guys. You got to save. You got to think. You pick yourself up. I tell people, if you want to see a rainbow, you got to have rain, right? So once the rain's over, time to move forward, right? What's been the most challenging aspect of your work, and how have you overcome that?
I think the most challenging aspect of my work was while I was setting up the refuge, I was still trying to navigate the systems myself.
Sure.
So my family was still targeting me. I was just still trying to build my life back. And while I was still building, they were still tearing me down.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So you've lived the journey, and now you're coming out of it. This could be one of the most important things that ever happened in your life. I mean, there's a reason. Sometimes these things happen for a reason, right?
Yeah, I think that's it. The way I see it is like God was just training me because because it was like I've witnessed what's really going on within these systems. And in the UK now, they're saying that the court system's now crumbling, but it is crumbling because you've got professionals in there using it for white collar crime.
Yes.
You've got judges making unsound decisions. You've got children being removed off caring parents. You've got a lot of corruption, and it's not stemmed from the perpetrator. It's stemmed from professionals. And I know in HR that what I witnessed, Jeff, is what's driving me. Because what I witnessed, I lost everything. I lost my children, lost my home. I lost everything. Even they just told me wedding dress, Jeff. What are they going to do with it? They stole everything.
They probably thought you were going to use it again.
I know. And I think for me, it's because I've seen it and I've experienced it, but God's kept me alive to be able to use that fuel, use that pain in order to help and navigate other women or even men. Even men suffer from violence.
That's right. It's not just women. Tell us about
No, it's not just women.
Tell
it's
us
not just women.
I guess your own abuse was that pretty much was the important moment that changed your direction, right?
Yeah, it was. It was definitely from my experience of going through, and I reported my crimes with the police. Police failed me. In fact, the police then harassed me within my home. I suffered police harassment. Nobody helped me. In fact, my integrity was being used against me. The only person that helped me was my GP, who was a Christian, and he allowed me to keep all my criminal evidence within my medical records. But you should see my medical records, Jeff. It's like you would think it's a PhD, but basically, in order to, it got so bad that I actually had to prepare for a domestic homicide. So I said to myself, if it's got to a stage where I do end up having to take myself out because of so much pressure, then there is a factual account of what's happened to me.
Yep.
No woman or man regardless, should never be put in a position to prepare their medical records for a potential domestic homicide. But it got that bad, Jeff. That's how bad it. That's how bad it got.
Yeah, terrible. Tell me, in your opinion, what are the key qualities and skills that have kept you going and contributed to your amazing success?
Mine is my faith. You know, I just my faith, integrity, and
that's a big one.
Yeah, and also just learning and understanding toxic people. I mean, I'm a happy-go-lucky person. I've always tried to see the best in people.
Yes.
But I've had to accept that there's evil in this world.
Well, it's pretty tough because I get that, because when you're a nice person, you assume everybody else is nice until they're not.
But I've had to learn that there's evil. There's just pure evil, and the evilness is not your box standard man in the road. They're in suits. They're in these establishments.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. A lot of them are in positions of power. I agree. Tell me, how do you, with your wonderful work, how do you stay motivated and continue to innovate and do new things in your field?
I say motivated because we've got a really fantastic team, and we're always learning new skills. So, I do my training with the Centre for Violence Against Women and Children in Canada.
Yes.
But there's also the Roper Academy in Baltimore.
Yes.
So I'm always on continuous professional development in gender-based violence, and then that allows me to generate my ideas of how to improve the services within the UK.
Lovely.
So I do a lot of training internationally, and then bring it back to the UK.
Tell us about a recent project or achievement of the many you've done that you're particularly proud of.
I think one of the things that we just finished was our faith-based safeguarding dashboard. So in HR, you usually have you collect HR data in order to improve your organisations or your recruitment or your retention and performance management. So I sat there and I said, you know what, we should try and do a faith-based HR dashboard. And the team were like, huh? I said, no, work with me now. So the administration manager, I found some Excel courses for him to go on, and he's gone on these courses, and now he's actually designed the faith-based safeguarding HR dashboard. So now I can see by a snapshot how many people, how long women are staying in the refuge, which country they're from, what courses they've been in, their average age.
Sure.
Their,
I think the important thing is getting these people out of the refuge. You've got to have a system where, I mean, some people, some people might be a week, some people might be a month. But in my mind, I'd be thinking, I'm just thinking out loud, I'd be saying to myself, and I'll be telling the person pretty early days, listen, you got 3 months. 3 months max.
But that's how much we're aiming for. But because of a lot of coming from the where we see ourselves as an holistic.
Yes.
So a lot of refugees just get them in and shove them out. But the reason why we want to make sure that
you put them through a training program. I get it. You put them through a training program. Either they went out there, look, and did domestic work as a cleaner or whatever. Everybody can do something. You know.
Yes.
We're not all blessed with, super intelligent, but everybody can do some skill, I might even say to one of the people, look, you can stay here, but you've got to do 4 hours bloody work every day. That means cooking the meals, cleaning the bloody place, you know what I mean? Contribute.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. That's it. When they do stay, it is part of the agreement that they actually have to engage in training.
Absolutely. You can't just lay in bed all day and do nothing.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I love what you're doing. It's very compassionate. It's a real legacy. What advice would you give someone who wanted to do something like this and help society and follow in your footsteps? What advice would you give them?
I think what advice I would give them is you've got to start off. Faith is like a mustard seed, and it starts off very small.
Yeah.
But the more you nurture it, the more you take care of it, the more you grow it,
it will eventually grow. Right?
Yeah, and not everybody will understand your vision. And like our vision is to live in a world free of domestic abuse. That's our vision.
Sure.
So as long as you've got a vision, just protect your vision. That's what I'm going to say. Protect your vision. Not everybody understands.
We had a Prime Minister, lovely guy, but he was a bit idealistic. Years ago, he said, for example, it might have been 2015, he said something like, by 2020 in Australia, there'll be no child in poverty. That was a great mission, but pretty much impossible because, you know, different people are taking advantage of you know, when they, you know the story. Everyone gets taken advantage of at some stage, right? Looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for the future?
Our goal and aspiration of the future is Beauty Boutique Colossians will become a global enterprise. So in the 9-bed refuge, we've got a basement, and we're now looking to try and raise enough funds to just refurbish it and deck it out with an industrial kitchen, and also make it into like workspaces, office spaces to do sewing machines, so we can put the sewing machines. And we've already kickstarted the jewellery making. So our aim is to set up an online shop where the women will be making and selling and buying online. And yeah.
And guys, you can contribute to this Rugby Late and a mission, even $5, $10, $50 for all you corporates out there. You know, it's tax deductible. You can contribute more. Reach out and find out. You know, rather than have a cup of coffee today, one cup of coffee at Starbucks, why couldn't you give up that one cup of coffee and contribute to this wonderful cause, guys? There's the challenge, right? Stop having that cup of coffee just for one day or a week if you want to. Right. How can our listeners reach out and find out more about your fantastic cause?
Right, well, we have, we're on LinkedIn, which is Beauty for Ashes Refuges. You can also, there's a website, www.beautyforashesrefuges.org, and we also have a Facebook page as well at the moment.
Where can people contribute? Is there a way they can contribute in some way?
Yeah, you can contribute through the website. Yeah,
guys, I'll be putting all Careen's social media links all over everything, like Quora, Reddit, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Facebook groups, which we have many, and also, of course, YouTube with all our social media links. And if you've enjoyed this show today, guys, reach out, subscribe, like this channel, and you'll meet lots of interesting people just like Careen, and we can all make a difference, but we have to do it together.
Yeah, right? That's it, Jeff.
Let's make a difference to people's lives, guys. Be a good human. As be a good human. Right. Before we wrap it up, tell us a fun fact about yourself, Careen, that most people don't know.
I think it's fun, but Great Manchester Police accused me of being a government spy while I was going through my ordeal.
Right.
They didn't believe me when I said who I was, and they thought I was a government spy.
You got found out, huh? 007.
Government spy with no HR contractor.
The spy who loved me. Careen, you've been an awesome guest. Thanks for being on the show today. And guys, if you want to come on and get your 15 minutes of fame, how much fun is it? Every man and woman's got a story. So come on, 15 minutes of fame, guys. We'd love to hear your story. So once again, it's been an awesome meeting you, Careen, and good luck with your cause. It's an awesome cause. We'll do our best to support you.
Oh, thank you so much.